Hey, you guys. I wanted to share some information with you all in reference to, God was downloading some information to me. And I began to ask God the question about David and Saul, and how Saul started attacking David, and how David was ultimately there to assist Saul because Saul was troubled with an evil spirit, okay? So, many of you guys may be going through an experience in your life where you were actually supposed to be of assistance to someone in your life, okay? Or either you applied for a job or you got into a new program or what have you, okay? And you were there ultimately because you wanted to assist people and you wanted to be someone to help another individual who may have been in need, okay? So when you are someone who are in that situation, it is, as a believer, scripture can definitely give you some insight as to what it is that you may be going through. So when I began to speak to the Lord about Saul and David, I asked God, I said, it's amazing to me how Saul would attack David, but Saul couldn't even defeat Goliath, and it just baffled me. And I'm saying, like, what gave him the gall to think that he could actually defeat David when David actually was the one who had the courage as a little child to fight? And I feel that there are a lot of people who are in situations, okay? And there are people not only who are in situations, that if you are someone who does struggle with jealousy and envy, however, those feelings and those emotions can be quite unpleasant, for you to get the necessary help, because there are a lot of things that could be at risk when it comes to your aspirations in life, where you're not able to get ahead when it comes to certain things, or you're losing friends. People aren't eager to be around you, and then you may not be able to attract certain people because of the fact that jealousy and jealousy and envy lingers. There's an aura, there's an essence around people who struggle with certain issues such as jealousy and envy. So it is very important that you get to the root of the matter, okay? And that you aren't ashamed of what it is that you have going through, because you don't really know where this issue stands from. We are all special. We all have gifts and talents. And many a times, when you are a person who suffers from things such as jealousy and envy, it is difficult for you to see yourself in a positive light because you are so focused on other individuals in their light. So on the other hand, if you are someone, unfortunately, who may be in a situation where you're being troubled by an individual that you were ultimately called to either receive mentorship from, or you may notice some aspects about this person where there are certain things that you are doing and they may be doing things such as giving you bad advice, that is something that you have to be mindful of when you are dealing with certain people. That there are people in this world, unfortunately, we want to live in this bubble and we want to live in this state of a Hallmark commercial, as I say, where we want to feel as if everybody's a good person, because after all, we would never think to do something like that to another individual. But do you know that there are people in this world who literally seek to harm others? Do you know that there are people who are hurt and they are willing and more than able and capable of hurting other individuals? So you have to be mindful and know that not everybody's like you, And then when the Lord, of course, when he began to download this information to me, and I said to the Lord, I said, Lord, how was David able to sustain his position for even fighting for Israel? Because David had to fight for Israel in the midst of being attacked by Saul, and I was just so enamored by that. There's something about David that just gives me this